Edward Hibbert has flown to London. But luckily, a singing cowboy flew in from Colorado last night. Let's give a big New York City welcome to Tim Sullivan.
Wow. This is the nicest honky-tonk I've ever played in. Thank you. Thank you very much. I travel around. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I travel around when I do interviews, and when they're starting to book me, they always say, who are your musical influences? And so I'm always trying to come up with the names of my musical influences. And so one time I just decided I was going to write a song about my musical influences. So I started making a list of all my musical influences. And when the list got to like 500, I realized it was going to be a really long song. So what I did was I cut the list down to 100. And this is my top 100 musical influences, okay? I'd like you to meet a few of my best friends, close to me as my own skin. With the radio on, I'd set that dial. They'd stop by for a little while. They're in my heart and in my head, from early morning till I went to bed. I know their names and I sing their songs. They've been with me my whole life long. Jimmy Rogers sang the yodeling blues, and Ernest Tubb was walking the floor over you. I was going crazy with Patsy Cline. Johnny Cash was teaching me to walk the line. Bob Dylan told me what was blowing in the wind. Carole King reminded me that I had a friend. Tumbleweeds, they tumbled along. And I was growing up with a whole lot of songs like Cheating Heart and Mule Train, Pretty Woman, Penny Lane, Happy Trails, You're So Vain, and Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. I'd like you to meet a few of my best friends, close to me as my own skin. With the radio on, I'd set that dial. They'd stop by for a little while. Okay, I told you there was 100, right? Are you keeping track out there? That's 19, just 81 to go. Okay, there we go. The Rolling Stones couldn't get no satisfaction, but I could rock the jukebox with Alan Jackson, Jim Crow, Chiefs Bad, Leroy Brown. Big Buck Owens up on his way down. Woody Guthrie told me this land was my land. The Beatles flew over just to hold my hand. Tammy told the world she should stand by her man. In words of music we could all understand, like Tutti Frutti and My Way. Mama tried yesterday, Charlie on the MTA. He stopped loving her today. I'd like you to meet a few of my best friends, close to me as my own skin. With the radio on, I'd set that dial. They'd stop by for a little while. Guys keeping track out there? No? Okay, that's 43, 57 to go. Okay, here we go. Johnny Horton fought the battle of New Orleans, and Kermit found out it wasn't easy being green. Elvis checked into the Heartbreak Hotel with Dolly Parton, Webb Pierce, and Electric Gazelle. Roy Rogers searched for the cool, cool water. Loretta Lynn was growing up a coal miner's daughter. Gene Autry singing Rudolph in his big red nose. Bob will smell the San Antonio Rose. There was Hello Darling and Peggy Sue. Faded Love was in shoes, 16-ton lovesick blue. Knowing me and knowing you, Proud Mary, American Pie, Baby James was a fly, dreaming Rocky Mountain High, and Ghost Riders in the sky. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Light my fire, page wagon, little puff of magic dragon, and getting lucky beneath the blue moon of Kentucky. Both Porters, Wagoner and Cole, Garth Brooks, Thunder Rolls, Randy Travis, Thinking of Bones, Casey George and Quincy Jones, John Prine, Sam Stone, Hank Stone, moving on, lonesome me and all alone. I could just go on and on. I'd like you to meet a few of my best friends, close to me as my own skin. With the radio on, I'd set that dial. They'd stop by for a little while. Okay, that's all 100 there, guys. No pity clapping. Okay, that wasn't really a rousing round of applause. So I can tell you're not really impressed yet, okay? So let's do this. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll do the last 57 again, okay? We're going to review. We're going to pick it up to Colorado speed one time. Here's the last 57, okay, guys? Johnny Horton fought the battle of New Orleans. Orleans, and Kermit found out it wasn't easy being green. Elvis checked into the Heartbreak Hotel. Dolly Parton wept his letter for sale. Roll Rod searched for cool, cool water. Loretta was growing up a gold miner's daughter. Gina Archer singing Rudolph with his big red nose. Bob will smell San Antonio Rose. There was Hello Darling and Peggy Sue. Faded love with the 260 tons of blues. Knowing me and knowing you, Proud Mary, American Pie, Baby Angels of Wild, and Rocky Mountain High, and a ghost riders in the sky. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Like a fire picture, I get a little puff of magic dragon. Getting lucky, neath the blue moon of Kentucky. Both porters, wagon and coal, Garth Brooks, Linda Rolls, and just how to get the bones. Casey George and Quincy Jones, John Prine, Sam Stone, Hank Stone, moving on to me and all alone. I could just go on and on. Now you just met some of my best friends. Who's here tonight somewhere. Dan Page, thank you very much. Co-writer, thank you. I grew up in Oklahoma, and that's where the accent comes from. I know you thought I came from southern New York, but Oklahoma, and there's a little town about 60 or 70 miles from my hometown, and I used to love to go there because as we drive through this little town, they had 3 water towers. 3 water towers. And on one water tower it said hot, and on the next water tower it said cold, and on the third water tower it said home of Woody Guthrie. So I grew up with Woody Guthrie, and such a big influence on my life and the type of music that I write. And not just me. When you talk about Woody Guthrie, the best thing I can say about Woody Guthrie is 3 musicians that I know of say that Woody Guthrie is the major influence on their music. The first one is Pete Seeger. Yeah, Pete Seeger. Woody Guthrie is the major influence on Bob Dylan. And Woody Guthrie was the major influence on Bruce Springsteen. So, and now in 1912, this is the 100th anniversary of Woody Guthrie's birth. So I'd like to do a song for you guys right now, and I'll tell you a little story about this song. I was doing a show with Arlo Guthrie. You guys know Arlo, Woody's son. And I'm doing a show with Arlo, and he's telling this story. He said, Dad, he's a little bitty kid. He's like, first grade. He's coming home. He said, Dad, I was at school today, and we're learning this song. And they tell me it's your song, that you wrote it. And Woody, what song is it? And he said, This Land Is Your Land. And Woody says, that's great, they're teaching that song. He said, how many verses were there? And Arlo said, well, there's 3. And he goes, they left out the best 3 verses. So he told Arlo, and Arlo's little kid said, get your pen out, Arlo. You're going to write down the best 3 verses of that song. So what I'd like to do right now for you is to sing a Woody Guthrie song, and I'm going to invite you guys to sing. And you're welcome to sing the choruses and the verses. And you're also welcome to do some interesting harmony if you want to. Here we go. Sing with me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me the Golden Valley. This land was made for you and me. Sing it now. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps from the diamond sands of her golden desert, and all around me a voice came chanting, this land was made for you and me. Sing it now, here we go. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As the sun was shining, and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds were rolling, as the fog was lifting a voice came chanting, this land was made for you and me. Sing it now, here we go. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. All right. Here's those extra 3 verses I promised, okay? As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on that sign it said, no trespassing, but on the other side, it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. Sing it now. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people at the relief office. I'd seen my people as they stood there hungry. I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back, 'cause this land was made for you and me. Last chance, here we go. This land is your land, this land is